I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax.
Probably more infamous. I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Starr. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuzetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Hanju.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh, my God, you're such a...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem. You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look. She killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunt.
Rock stars. There's literally nothing like those wild parties. All I did was drink and party and go to rock concerts. So I got VIP access to a certain very hot rock star's room.
This was getting a little intense for my liking.
What's your problem? Look, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Hey, come on, you gotta go. I'll call you.
Hey, what would you say if I were to tell you that rock stars like Terry would pay for your attention, and you would be a multi-millionaire because of it?
Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
It's Vicky Judy, Orange is the New Black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Trina Parks, and you're listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director
offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the director and the Jedi Council. I am the director, I think. And I'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. And Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on YouTube, the IE Network, and Facebook, the social network, and Twitter. No longer via Periscope. It's all Twitter. So today is our first day back for the year. We are back, and we got a nice year planned for you guys, and hopefully everything works out. So we're starting our search for our female. We've been getting a lot of requests for female hosts and suggestions. People saying, yeah, you should get a female host and this and the other. So we decided to do somewhat of a search for our female co-host that eventually we'll have on as a co-host. So to do that, we thought we'd have some fun and invite some people out to guest co-hosts, right? So that's what we're doing. So this week, tonight, we have a special guest co-host. We'll probably have one every month. I mean, every Monday of the month for the next couple of months. Tonight, we have a young lady who is very multi-talented. She's an actor. She's a model. Does a lot of things, man, and she's doing a thing. I worked with her on the previous project. Actually, it's a current project. You just saw the trailer from her episode of the web series Groupie, the blueprint of a self-made millionaire. So we'll be bringing her on. Lex Calderon is in the building, so I'll be bringing her in a minute. Of course, my Jedi Council will join as well. What's up, chat room? How y'all doing? Everybody. Oh, there's people's like, yeah, Lex, that's what's up. Yep, she'll be in a minute. That's what's up. Chat room's popping for you. Before we get anything started, and I'll get everyone's comment on it as well. But of course, we lost a lot of people, unfortunately, in the world of film and television. Just recently, of course, Betty White. We lost her right at the end of last year. Of course, we just recently heard about Bob Saget from Full House. Of course, he was like the lead character in that show. John Madden. Now, the reason why I'm saying, you might say, hey, John Madden's a sports guy. No, John Madden is also a television guy because he was on television so many years announcing sports. And I mean, he's just such a big staple in the community, in the whole. He's just a staple, period, for the NFL, Madden, the sporting game, the football game. I'm just playing that the other day. And, he made a big impact. He is a television guy. So, and of course, the great Sidney Poitier passed away as well. I mean, what can you say about him? I mean, there's a lot you could say, but the bottom line is this man opened so many doors for black actors. Let's just keep it real. He was the first black actor to get the best the Academy Award for Best Actor when he did it was Lilies of the Field, I believe. So that that alone, talk about opening doors and trailblazing, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. What up, chat room? Oh, who's saying? Oh, Miss Char, what up? Heavy hitter in the building. Word up. Tanner, of course, holding down the chat room. Good stuff, man. We appreciate y'all for sure. So today we're going to also talk about the 2022 Golden Globes. They actually happened over the weekend. People may not know that, but they did. It was a non-televised ceremony. I was about to say broadcast, but it wasn't a broadcast because it wasn't televised. But it was a non-televised ceremony. Now, for you who may or may not know, the Golden Globes is run by the Hollywood Foreign Press, right? So the Hollywood Foreign Press came under some scrutiny and some controversy the last year or so for their lack of diversity in their organization. There's no one on the board that is of color, and a lot of people took note of that as a result of the backlash. And you guys could just do your Googles and just check it out. But as far as the backlash, NBC decided to pull out of their deal. So NBC took the television deal away from them. So now they couldn't come on television. So they decided, instead of trying to do anything streaming or anything like that, I guess they just decided to have a nice ceremony. I think what they're doing is they're kind of taking their lumps, right? They're like, okay, we had this coming. We're going to take our lumps and we're going to, rebound and come back maybe in a couple of years. So because now they're trying to double back and, add some black folk, some tokens to their organization, and maybe, just maybe, we'll uncancel them. But so we'll talk about that. I'm not going to go into the winners yet. I want my co-hosts on with me to, before I announce the winners. And but that's what I'm saying. The Hollywood Foreign Press is the reason why you might have been looking for the Golden Globe Awards and you didn't get them. They were not there, nowhere to be found. So we'll talk about that too, because we're going to do a whole show on the lack of diversity. We're also going to do a whole show down the road about colorism. I'm putting that show together now. That's going to be messy. We start talking about colorism. Oh Lord, I'm gonna get some people on here, but I just want, it has to be talked about. It has to be addressed, and sometimes I feel it's a little overused. And my point about that, I won't get into it, but I do feel sometimes you gotta. I want to have this show to really identify and point out the people who are actually, doing colorism, as opposed to everything. It's, colorism. No, that's not true. But it happens way too often amongst our people most of the time. And that is our people, meaning brown, people of color. And of course, the new Bel Air show is coming on Peacock, which is NBC. Basically, it's a streaming version of NBC. And that is the new show that's a drama. It's a re-imaging of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Re-imaging meaning it's now a drama series, not a situational comedy or a sitcom, as they call it. So a lot of people say, I agree with you people. I am, I'm tired of reboots as well. However, this is a little different. Number one, Morgan Cooper is the filmmaker who created this show. His whole story is like a dream come true story. How can you not love it? I mean, he's an independent filmmaker, makes a trailer of what his favorite show and the image that he wants to see it in, puts it out there, goes viral. Will Smith catches wind of it, and here we are talking about it. It don't get no better. That is literally living the dream. of any filmmaker or any creative for you to meet the person who was part of one of your favorite shows ever. And let's be honest, people, and I know I'm not the only one. Who else have sat back, watched a show and be like, I would have did this, or maybe it would have been this way, or what should have happened was, you see what I'm saying? So this is what he did, and he's watching, he's living it. So it's all good. Let's get some opinions on that. Chat room, y'all give me some opinions on what do you think of the new Bel Air, or the idea of having a re-imaged Bel Air show, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but it's no longer a comedy, it's now a serious drama series. Give me your reactions on that. I am the director. You're watching and listening to Real Talk, and I'm going to bring in my guest co-host for the night. Lex, you are in the building.
Hi, y'all. What's up? It's your girl, Lex. And
Welcome back. What's going on? Welcome back to the show.
I know.
This time you're not a guest. You're a guest co-host. Which is fine. It's
has a
awesome.
nice ring to it.
Yes, I appreciate you joining us. I say us loosely because I don't know where the hell the Jedi Council is, but
they're showing up. Don't worry. Fashionably late.
They coming fashionably late. I mean, you can't be. How you a Jedi? Jedi has one fashion. How do they be fashionably late? They wear robes. That's it. That's all Jedi's wear. What the hell? He gonna come up here looking like Kanye or something. We don't need that. But anyway, thanks for joining.
That's a whole other story with Kanye.
That's a whole other story with Kanye. Jesus Christ. But I'll leave that to you. The next, like Block TV News type deal.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So anyway,
wait. It's another story, but did you hear that he moved across the street from Kim Kardashian?
Yes, I have heard that he moved across the street from Kim Kardashian. Stalker.
That's
much.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. Definitely stalkerish.
Oh my
but
God.
he actually kind of landed her by stalking her, so maybe he just felt like
Oh, I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah. He was messing. He was, not seriously stalking, but you know what I mean. He was on her for a minute before he wore it down. I'm wearing you down, girl. He wore it down like Urkel wore down Laura.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. So all of these topics, that we'll touch on today. Like I said, man, it's a lot to unpack. But let's start with what I just ended with, the Bel Air series that's coming to Peacock. It's actually got a Super Bowl Sunday debut, which is awesome.
Way.
Yeah. Will was pulling them strings, boy. Will was pulling them strings.
That is literally huge. I'm honestly kudos to them. Bravo, first of all. That is amazing. That's an amazing accomplishment. And then not only that, but that thing that you said where it's you watch a show and you're like, but what if it was like this?
Mm-hmm.
I have that same thought,
We all do.
And, watching the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, it was such a fun experience. It was very full of comedy and laughs and life and laughter and all this stuff. And so it's but when you break down the actual story, he was a kid that was having problems back at home. And it's he had to leave where he was from. Obviously something happened, And it's I feel people don't really take the second to be because it's so funny and it's so in your face. People don't really think well, wait, what really was that like for him, And so I think that's really cool that they reimagined it and dramatized it and really dove into what that really means, especially for a black man, what happened, what did that mean for him, So I think it's cool.
It's gonna be
it's
interesting.
A really cool story.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. I feel we're on the same page there. I feel it's going to be a very cool story. I think I'm excited for it. Like I said, the backstory alone just had me interested. I'm rooting for this dude regardless, this filmmaker.
Do we know anything about the filmmaker? Like, has he done anything?
I mean, not really. He's fairly new. You know, he's done like some
Yeah.
short films and stuff like that. But he hasn't. He's not. He literally, like I said, it's literally like a. Well, it's not Cinderella. It's like a Cinderfella story. You know? I mean, you know, type of story. You know, this
Yes.
dude literally just made. You know, yo, I want to reimage this.
Did he he posted it on YouTube? And
Yeah, he put it everywhere. Yeah, he put it online and went viral because
Wow.
he basically just hired actors,
Mhm.
put it all together, wrote it, and shot it. You know, just
Wow.
on the faith of, yo, we're gonna put it out there and put our idea out there. Now, here's the deal. This is not the very first time something like that has happened, but it is the first time it's happened in this way. Meaning,
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
few years ago, there was a gentleman who did a spec trailer of a New Edition movie, and that went kind of viral too. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him like this worked out for this gentleman. Meaning, like, you know, I mean, it did go viral and everyone loved it and people were really commenting on it, but like this took it a step further because it got to Will Smith. Will Smith saw how much traction that this man's trailer was getting, and he decided to get behind it and take him back to NBC where the original show was shot and created. Got brought in some of the original creators, pitched it to them, and got his show done. That's so awesome.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean,
Fire,
let's go. I mean, for real, gunshots for that. For real. But I mean, it's like, but you know, the gentleman who did the New Edition one, I really enjoyed his, you know, trailer that he did. But what I did think it did was it kind of sparked the idea of, you know, eventually we got a New Edition movie that was on BET. I wish the gentleman who came up with his idea would have really, you know, had that opportunity to work on it. But to my knowledge, he did not. But that's not the first. And then also you gotta think about shows like man, what's the name of the dang show? It's on Netflix too. Riverdale.
I know Riverdale. Okay.
Riverdale is a dark version
a girl
of
that went to my acting school. She's on it.
Oh, she's on it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a former student. I have to brag here. I have a former student who is an editor on that show.
Yes!
So, right out. Shout out to Dan Hahn. Yeah, you know, I taught him. No, I didn't teach him how to edit. He already knew how to edit. But I'm not gonna take that credit from him. But I taught him something. But anyway, so Riverdale is actually a dark version of Archie from the Archie comics.
No.
So yeah, the original comics Archie, you know, that was back. Yeah, they're all in the show, all the characters in the show, but it's called Riverdale because that's the town that those characters live in. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's like a dark version of it. So it's not the first time that people have took something that we would consider like comedy or lighthearted and make it more dramatic. I'm not gonna say, I don't know if this is gonna be dark. It's just gonna be dramatic. That's what
yeah. Oh, I don't think it's gonna be dark.
Yeah.
But
it's not gonna be dark. It's gonna have some. Yeah, it's gonna have some moments where you go like, oh, but you know, when you think about it, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, although it was a situational comedy, they're called situational comedies for a reason.
Yeah.
Right, sitcom. They're called situational comedies or sitcoms for a reason because you tackle different situations, right? Real life stuff, but you find a way to put a comedic spin on it.
Right.
So that's the only difference. So I'm excited for it. Like I said, his name is Morgan Cooper, or is it Cooper Morgan? I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Cooper.
I wrote down no, I don't have it in here. I don't think I wrote down his name.
It's either Cooper Morgan or Morgan Cooper, but regardless, because I know he's Cooper Films. I follow him on social media under Cooper Films, and so I'm assuming his last name is Cooper. And but we'll just call him Cooper.
Okay.
Big up to you, Cooper. Wherever you at, doing your thing. I know you're getting ready for your debut. It's gonna debut on Super Bowl Sunday.
That is amazing.
After the Super Bowl, man.
Beyond.
Like, come on, man. Like, this dude, I'm telling you, look at God, right? So,
PK.
I know, right? Moving on. So, I mean, there's a lot of other things in the movie. I know you were doing some movie news research and stuff like that. Was there anything
I'm a
that
big
you came
nerd,
up with?
So I brought my notebook.
I see. That's good.
So yeah, I just did a bunch of you sent me some topics and I kind of got my 2 cents about it, got some facts, and I have developed my own opinion. So
cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Make sure you let me know what's what. Now, this is all stuff that we were talking about, or is this new stuff you found for us?
No, most all of it is just stuff that we were talking about.
Cool.
I just wrote some stuff on Sydney Poitier. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, yes, you are.
No, it's so for me, just to touch on that, rest in peace for him, of course, and just to touch on that, it's so interesting as a young actor to go back and look at these highly influential people that literally paved the way for your career. And it's to be honest with you, before the news of his death, I knew of him, but I didn't know everything and what he really stood for. And so for me, it was just super powerful, going back and being oh, this is what he did. That's why he's so important. That's why I can literally stand here today and do what I'm doing, because he broke barriers and he broke boundaries for actors of color. And he was the first, like you said before, it was Lilies of the Field, the first African American to win Best Actor for a film. To me, that's just he made the mark. He paved the way. So
most definitely. I mean, there's so many actors. Not just so many actors. There are almost every actor, especially any actor of color, is going to, really tell you that he was an inspiration for them, and especially any act. Denzel Washington. He is that's his idol. And so many other actors. And I mean, it's funny because he did so many great films, and he never compromised himself for films, right? That. He did his thing and he broke through the barrier. I mean, it's so awesome. I used to watch my father, rest in peace, used to watch In the Heat of the Night and all that stuff, and just all of these these movies, and he used to watch a lot of Sydney films too. So it's just I grew up watching. My mother, also rest in peace, was a big fan of his. Used to watch all his films.
Something that I didn't know about him is that he was Bohemian. He actually wasn't from America, and something happened in his career. As he started getting traction and he started becoming more popular, his own people, African American people, were upset with him, and they were calling him a sellout and this and that, and because he would be the only black guy in a movie with all these white people, and you have to think about it too. Back in the 50s and 60s, production companies were predominantly Caucasian. There wasn't
almost pretty much all
exactly
100%.
There wasn't an avenue other than that. And so but people back in that time felt he was a huge sellout, and he was just pretending to be this token character. And so he actually went back to the Bahamas for several months and he had this moment of self-realization and had to come to terms with who he was. And that's actually what drove him to start now directing and producing his own stuff, which I found super interesting.
No, that's real awesome. Nah, you're right. There's so much that went on, and it, like I said, you battle. A lot of times you end up battling your own. It's part of your fight to get where you're going to. You got to keep clawing your way through. But the honorable thing about him is he did what he did, how he did it, and he did it what I say the right way, right? Like he
I
just
agree.
really no apologies, but at the same time he did what he had to do, man. And everyone it's a great loss to the community, our community, the filmmaker community. But and I mean, so just as Betty White is a big loss to the filmmaker community. It's real. Bob Saget, we just lost.
That hurt. That honestly
Yeah,
hurt.
that one
I grew
hit.
up watching Full House. That
You grew up
hurt.
watching Full House. Yep. My I watched it. My daughter watched it. Like everyone, a lot of people watched it, and it was a big show. It was such a great show. But it's funny about Bob Saget is like his stand up is actually it was always really funny. Yeah, it's raunchy. Yeah,
Raunchy.
he had a he had a mouth on him, man. I said, his stand up was not. It's like, it's kind of like how Eddie Murphy said when his first stand up, Delirious, Eddie Murphy, Delirious. On HBO. I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I wasn't supposed to be watching it, but I did. He said, don't think I'm gonna be up in here, playing Gumby. Like that's the character he played on Saturday Night Live. He's like, all that SNL stuff, y'all can throw that out the window, And that's how it was. Like, you think you gonna get some Full House, what was his last name? Tanner stuff, whatever.
Right, Danny?
Danny Tanner, or something like that. Yeah. You think you're gonna get Danny Tanner? You're in for a surprise.
Yeah,
you about to get he kept it raw. I respect that. But he was actually in town. I live in an Orlando area, and you know that already. He was actually in town. He passed away here in Orlando.
The Ritz
he was in town doing at the Ritz. He was doing some shows. He probably was at like the Laugh Factory or that other spot down in
Yep, he was mid-tour.
Yeah, wow, that's so unfortunate. And
I
tell you,
he released a tweet saying like, wow, like I'm addicted to this shit, like I'm like into it again, like blah blah blah, like, his own words, and I'm like, oh my god. And then next thing you know, it's like boom, he's gone.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's a big loss. Another big loss. I tell you one thing. Betty White, Sydney, Bob Saget. There is no silver lining to it, but you know what? From reading the headlines, one thing I was actually happy to not read, none of them died of COVID.
Yes.
I was actually happy to read that. I wasn't happy to read that they passed.
Right.
But none of them died of COVID. It almost seems like everyone has been passing of it, right? And
that does bring up a question, though. Like, it, like I guess in like current times, Bob Saget was like fairly young,
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah. He wasn't like he just died of old age. Yeah.
Like,
no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't old. Sydney and Betty White, they were both old.
90s.
So yeah, they were in their 90s, and they lived great lives and had great careers. And touched a lot of people, and their journey has ended, and you know what I mean. It's still a loss, but Bob Saget is not old at all compared to what old is supposed to be, right? So, but rest in peace to all of them. I think Kev is on the line. Let me bring Kev in. Kev, what's up, man? Welcome back.
What's going on? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
And hello to you, ma'am, or miss, or pretty young lady.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yo, man. Happy New Year. Welcome back. Yeah, bro. You heard what we've been talking about. Sydney Poitier, man. That was, not that I'm downplaying everyone else. I'm just saying, man, that was a big one. That was a big one.
My first introduction to Mr. Poitier was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of black and white and noir films. And that's alongside of like my other favorite black and white film is Roman Holiday. Next to Casablanca, which is my third one. listen, that Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and A Raisin in the Sun. Those are my, even though, we got his black film, his quote unquote, for us films were great. But those two right there will always stand out for me.
Yeah.
Because that was my introduction. Oh, and also To Sir With Love. Because I actually saw To Love. Because I actually also saw To Sir With Love. I think I was either in junior high school or in ninth grade when we first got to watch that.
That's powerful.
Yes,
to be that young and to see like that man like on screen.
It's fun. It's funny you mentioned that, Kev, because when I used to teach up north, I used to teach this after school program, and it was actually called Black Cinema, and Sidney was my go-to guy, man, when I wanted to show these kids, and these were high school kids, and they're all high school kids getting into film. And I'm like, listen, you want to learn about Black cinema? It starts here, and I'm showing them, and we showed them Lilies of the Field. We showed them In the Heat of the Night, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. These are all films that we watched over like a course of 2 months. We watched those films. We watched, a lot of the, you know how we do. We even got into the whole blaxploitation era and stuff like that, and really just kind of like deep dive into Black cinema. And but yeah, it always starts and ends with Sidney.
Yeah, like in the heat of the night, that would like even with the TV show, like I actually didn't watch his version of In the Heat of the Night until after I watched the TV show.
Yeah, it became a big TV show, after the movie. But yeah, the TV show didn't have him in it. It was what's the other gentleman's name? Can't think of his name right now, but he's another great actor.
Him and Archie Bunker.
Yeah, him and Carol O'Connor, who played played Archie Bunker. But the original film had it's he had classic line. They call me Mr. Tibbs. That's a line that right. Yeah, it became an iconic line from a movie. It transitioned to even The Lion King. Remember Pumbaa? They call me Mr. Pig. That's really from They Call Me Mr. Tibbs. That's what it is. Wow. So it's the same thing. So that's how you know a line is legendary, right? When people repeat it or change it up in a way and they use it in something else, cartoon or whatever. So that's cool. Yo, so let's talk a little bit about because before we get into the Golden Globe winners, and I have to say I made a bold prediction. I posted it on Facebook. I should have screenshot it and put it up there.
Oh yeah, the same one we did offline. You better include me in that because I said the same thing in your brother's voice and the Heaven Hollywood voice. I said the same thing.
Exactly. I agree. But I'm the one who posted it. So, but I said that Nicole Kidman is going. My actual post said, "Dear actors, dear actresses, no need to attend the award ceremonies because that trophy belongs to Nicole Kidman." That was end quote. That was my post, right? And because now I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a confession to make. I was a little nervous about the Golden Globes because of it being the Hollywood Foreign Press. I almost guaranteed it was going to be Kristen Stewart for portraying Princess Diana.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, she portrayed Princess Diana in the film. I forgot the name of the film, but it's what's the name of the film, Kev? It's got her. It's actually the name of the film is Diana's maiden name, I believe. But anyway, that I thought the foreign press was gonna be all over that because she did a good job. So I was like, okay, as long as I said all Kristen Stewart has to do is not F this up. If she don't mess it up, Spencer, yeah. if she doesn't mess it up, she's gonna get the win at the Golden Globes. But I said the Oscars and the SAG belongs to Nicole Kidman. Don't show up to the ceremony. No point. So but she won the Golden Globe. So kudos to her. Kudos. And also but before we get into the actual winners, at the top of the show, I did kind of remind some of our viewers and listeners that if you went looking for the Golden Globes Sunday, you were not going to find it. Some people may or may not know that Golden Globes was not televised. The revolution will not be televised. It was not televised ever again. I know, right? Because their deal was pulled from NBC. NBC pulled their deal because of the controversy. Right, yeah. Because of the controversy that they had with the lack of diversity. Also, it's not just the lack of diversity. I saved this for when I had.
Let's just say what it is: the lack of black people.
Well, not just that.
Globes.
That's exactly what it is.
The lack of black. The lack of black. But not only that, did some more digging, and apparently, allegedly, the some of the members of the Hollywood Foreign Press were being treated, getting a little extra mustard on the hot dog, if you will. Where every time, so studios would host screenings and they would invite Hollywood Foreign Press to it, and they'd put them in 5-star hotels, $1,500 a night hotels. Whining and dining.
It's so funny. I researched that they were doing shady business transactions. That was like another thing that was happening. They were being bribed.
Yeah, yes.
But you know what? But here's the funny thing about it all, though. This has been going on with the press and movie reviewers for decades. Yeah. If you remember, back in the mid '90s, there was a big thing with the reporters and with the critics, and they were saying how they were going to the premieres for movies, but they weren't as lavish as they used to be. Like they were saying that studios were getting kind of cheap with how they were treating the press that would come out. The press used to be literally like Wes said, they would treat them in a 5-star hotel, but on the American side, they would be this lavish turnout for the press and the media and the studios is like
time.
But the studios start saying, jack that, we spending all this money on these films and now we gotta pay extra to make you feel comfortable to get your review. This is when the press started getting blocked out of certain films where they weren't even having press reviews. Like the press review would be the night of the screening.
So wait, so is that why like a lot of red carpet events like stopped? Because there was like a big like surge of like not surge, the opposite. They would stop happening.
That's part of the reason. That's part of the reason.
Because I remember, Wes, you were telling me that like you and like your team, like your interviewing team, like you guys would go out to red carpets all the time, and then they just stopped happening. Is that a part of that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a era where, just red carpets. See, there was this era, like when I was doing block TV, like going in the, on the street with block TV, when we was in the field, there was a lot of everything became red carpet. So first it was red carpets. Red carpets was exclusive, right? Only for big. Then everybody started doing red carpets. It became not exclusive anymore because literally it's like, yo, I'm throwing a party for my boy Joe Blow. We gonna do a red carpet, It's like word who's walking the red carpet, But so then there was an era where that kind of decided a little bit. But I do think what your question was, I do think some of that has something to do with it because when we covered the Emmys one time, and we were at the sports Emmys. And we were treated great. But I mean, they didn't pay for us to stay at no hotel or nothing. It was just regular, nice, pleasant give some more d'oeuvres and some cocktails.
Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about.
Enjoy, but some of those what Kev was mentioning, some of these reviewers, critics were getting a little more, or they were asking for a little more. And sometimes I'm not even going to say that they asked for it at first, but they started to expect it when they got it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. The studio started. The studio started a trend.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they gave us crackers instead of sandwiches, or they gave us sandwiches instead of shrimp.
Yeah, and here's the kicker: the less lavish your thing was, the worse your review was.
Yeah.
So if you had a good turnout, especially if they got alcohol, oh God, if the critics got alcohol, you had a nice little review.
Just
except for the ones that are honest.
Just bribe across the board. So that's that type of practice spilled over to the board members of the Hollywood Foreign Press. So they would be invited to not just screenings, they would be invited to set visits. They would get set visits. Like, yeah, we shoot. So they ain't even finished shooting yet. They invited people out for set visits. So of course, let's be honest. And matter of fact, Kev, I always get on you about this. If you have, because you're an experienced person when you go to the theater and this and the other. I said, when you have a good experience, you're gonna come back with good feedback. It's just like, yeah, that movie was great. But actually, it wasn't great. But you had a great time.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah, you had a great time. That's why I try to say I really had a great time. Or I'll say, if I say something about the film, I won't say it was great. I'll say I really enjoyed it, or I thought it was fun. Like something like that.
Listen, it was great. It was freaking awesome.
It's
it
hard.
was incredible.
Sometimes we gotta weed it out with Kev because he has these great experiences going to he's a big theater guy. He'll go see it. If you go see a movie in IMAX, come on, it's hard to mess up a movie in IMAX.
Let me tell you something. I saw one of those X-Men films in IMAX, and it wasn't. No. And it wasn't a great experience. It was a good film, but it wasn't a great experience. My next great experience is going to be seeing this what is it called, Moonfall or whatever it's called,
with Halle Berry.
Moonfall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that and
right?
that
I do know it.
That in IMAX is going to be incredible. I'm just telling you ahead of time, so y'all can get yourself ready. You're not going to pull me off the horse of that one, because I know that's going to be insane in the IMAX.
Okay, but is it good because it's IMAX, or is it good because it's Halle Berry?
Well.
The cast, a little bit of both, but also because of the rest of the cast is in it.
Yeah,
some of my favorite actors are in that. Homeboy from The Conjuring is in there. The guy who plays Ed Warren, he's in it. Who else? The other guy, the chubby guy that's always in these kind of films, he's in it.
I know you're talking about.
You're like the chubby guy.
Because I can't remember his name, but I know he's always in it with the 5 o'clock shadow, and he's always in every one of them. He's always in one of these big blockbusters. She knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? What the hell is he talking about? All right, well, we know Halle Berry.
I'm going to find this dude out right now.
Donald Sutherland is in it. We know Halle Berry. Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson is the guy from The Conjuring you're talking about.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and I don't know the chubby guy you're talking about, but whatever.
John Bradley.
John Bradley.
The trailer in my head right now, and I know exactly who you're talking about.
John Bradley.
Yeah, John Bradley. See, if it's not John Bradley, it's the other guy. What's that other guy's name? I can't think of his name. He was in what's the one where the whole earth was going apart and they built the ships, the big ships. Oh damn! What's the name of that damn movie?
Or like the end? I think it was like an end of the world movie, right?
Yeah. Like the water, like the earth was getting filled with water.
Was it?
It was like the end of the world, or called 2012, or like something.
2002, 2022.
2012, yeah, 2012.
2012, yeah, that's the name of it. 2012.
2012, yeah. Yeah, that one with the earth was getting full. Okay, he was in that too.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in it, but there's always a guy that looks like him in the damn movie. Where's he at? The typecast, exactly.
There's a guy who looks like him, and if it's not either one of them, it's Jonah Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what he do. Now, speaking of disaster films and Jonah Hill, I saw that Don't Look Up popped up on a couple of nominations, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the film. It's currently running on Netflix for anyone who may not have seen it yet. I say see it. Alexa, have you ever seen it yet? Check it out.
I'm intrigued.
Good film.
I've not seen it.
Very good film. First of all, it is a star-studded cast. It is Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Jonah Hill is in it, Meryl Streep.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Meryl Streep is in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it. Kate Blanchett is in it.
Kate Blanchett.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix original film, which shows you Netflix is stepping their game up. I mean, now let's not take it away from
Listen, what that says is Netflix really got all the money.
No, I mean anyone who we sat here one day, Lex, and we did the calculations on air of approximately what Netflix would bring in. And we just did it based on, we're not talking about sponsored money or anything like that, or any, stocks, or we didn't even add that in.
Invest the money.
Invest the money. All we did was the actual fee that you pay, the subscriptions. All we did was subscriptions. And I mean, it was an insane amount of money that they pull in a month. It was like billions a month that they pull
Ridiculous.
in. Ridiculous amount of money. So
and
that's
growing.
Why,
the sad part is growing.
Wow.
They're growing.
I believe it.
But that explains why everyone's wondering, like, why the hell is Netflix getting all this money? Where they get? I'm like, us. That's where they're getting all the money.
Getting it from. But
because,
here's the crazy thing. Imagine how much more money they would have if some of y'all people, I'm going to just use a nice term, if some of y'all people would stop sharing.
It's 2022, man. We got to have a new leaf, Kev.
Wait, what do you mean people stop sharing? What do you mean by that?
People subscription share. They share. Oh, I'm blowing up the spot.
No, you're right.
Yeah. I remember when I first got on Facebook, about maybe 2 years after I was on Facebook, a couple of people actually had the nerve to ask me for my Netflix password.
That's happened.
I spazzed on them. Like, don't you work? You can't afford $11.99?
Yeah.
You asking, is there a way you gonna chip in on my $11.99? Like, I already got to check my bank account to make sure, because the one thing I make sure I have in my bank account is my subscription money. I don't even care about my car insurance. Yeah, my subscription money and my cable bill money from my internet got to be in the bank.
Just for the internet.
Just for my internet.
Because I don't mess with cable no more. It's internet only for me.
Exactly. Listen, I make sure that money is in the bank only. And it's just, I hate to say it, but we all know rent, car note, and car insurance is secondary to the cable bill, and mortgage is secondary to the cable bill.
It's second to Netflix, to your internet bill.
Ain't nothing worse, and we've all experienced it at some point, ain't nothing worse than going to turn on your TV and they got that, especially YouTube. YouTube got the thing is check your payment, bruh.
Oh man, that's the worst.
We couldn't process your card, man.
Be sitting there. I remember one time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember one time I just out of straight neglect, I forgot to pay my damn internet bill, and I was like, "Yo." I was sitting there. This was when Power was like in season 3. It was like heated.
Oh my god!
I'm sitting here like, this is the big bitch town. I'm sitting here dancing. I'm just from the poet's part. Yeah, I come from the poet's part, all right. And my damn cable getting cut off. I was like, yo, what happened? Yeah, that was.
And if you live in New York, Cablevision. Unfortunately, I don't have cable boxes, so I don't get that notice until I go online. But Cablevision puts the big notice across the screen. Excuse my language, but nigga, your payment, your bill is due. Where our money at? We about to turn you off.
Oh, they straight up. So it's just like now they send you a text. I think they try to be nice with it. Like, yeah. So, but yeah, that's
they send you a text.
No, not
they
Netflix.
do it. They do it. No, Netflix do it right on the app. Update your payment information.
Update the payment, please.
We tried to process your bull. Wait.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. We tried to process your bullshit ass card, and ain't nothing.
You see how they that's marketing though. You see how they write it so nicely. Please update your payment information. Translation: look, you broke ass. Give me a new card. And get on automatic billing, so you ain't got so you ain't be sitting here like.
Oh no, you don't want to do that, because then that's when they start jacking up the fees on you. So it's funny. As soon as you start, not the sidetrack, but it's funny that as soon as you go on automatic billing,
that's it.
2 months later, the prices start going up.
Yeah,
with no notification.
You don't know.
I thought Netflix was just like a flat. They've been
it is, but see, there's different levels of Netflix too, because you can give it where like I got the one where you could have multiple TVs, right? Like because Netflix, I think you only have. I think at first you could have like 2 or something like that.
Yes,
might be 2 devices.
Accounts, though, like in one, like, they give you
can
like
have
to have like and you gotta watch too what you're paying for. Because like me, like I'm listen, I'm 51. I ain't gonna lie. That's how old I am. I've been a Netflix subscriber since they started. Like we was still getting CDs. I was DVDs. I was still getting DVDs in the mail. And then I realized when we stopped when we stopped ordering the DVDs. Yeah, when we stopped ordering the DVDs in the mail, they never took us off. So I was still paying like $19 a month for DVDs that I wasn't ordering. So as soon as I caught on, or watching. So, but as soon as I caught on to it, I was like, nah, I only want streaming only. And that's when my price dropped down to $11.99. Now it's like $12 or $14 now. But you can still have the subscription to where you get the DVDs in the mail, but you're just gonna pay more money for it. And if you want multiple accounts, you gotta pay more money for it.
That's so interesting. So Netflix still offers a DVD subscription, so you can have. I did not know that.
I wonder if they're gonna start doing Blu-ray.
Well, I think they have started the Blu-ray.
They started Blu-ray.
They may have started the Blu-ray. I know I cut mine off when it was still DVDs.
Oh,
so it was right. It was right before like Blu-rays came out.
I thought Netflix started with like video games. I thought, right? Like
they started doing. They started with DVDs, with movies, and like television series, and then they did start doing games as well. But the reason why you know the Blockbuster Netflix story, right?
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Like the head, here it go. I'll tell you. Real quick, this is the Cliff Notes version of it, but basically Blockbuster, when they were at the height of their at their peak, Netflix came to them and wanted and pitched their idea for Netflix. Like they wanted to do what so they tried to come. They actually wanted to be absorbed and come into partnership with Blockbuster, and Blockbuster laughed them out the building. Said that what you're planning will never work.
And now Blockbuster's extinct.
Yes.
And meanwhile, at the same time, now I just want to add an asterisk to that. At the same time, the music industry was experiencing the whole thing with Napster and was learning their lesson. So it was like impossible to me, like how Blockbuster didn't catch on to see what was happening with the music industry. Should have let them know that was going to eventually, and was already happening with movies because of LimeWire and other sources like that where people were downloading movies. I wasn't doing that.
File sharing. Once file sharing started, once file sharing became a thing, that was it.
Yeah,
for the feds,
like LimeWire, the Pirate Bay, like all
Pirate Bay, Napster started it. Napster had you paying for it, right? Or did they? No, they didn't have you paying for it.
They didn't have you paying for it.
Right.
But he started, but he got to a point to where his whole purpose was to start that, to get people to do it, to eventually start a paying service. But unfortunately, they used him as the scapegoat, and basically shot him.
Sean Parker, we're talking about. Sean Parker, who actually is a, as we know or may not know, if you've seen the movie The Social Network, you know that Sean Parker is a partner of Facebook.
So he's still paid. So he's still laughing.
He was the mouthpiece. He was the dude that, because he was a slick talker, even though he's very smart as well. But like Zuckerberg and the other one, Severin, they didn't really have people skills, so. This dude Parker had people skills. He knew how to talk a lot of, talk his way in. So that's how he got into Facebook. But so that's great. But Netflix is now one of the biggest, if not, they are the biggest actually, doing it. They're the best that's doing it too.
Amazon ain't far behind.
No, Amazon not far behind. These original, so like, because Amazon was the first streaming service to have a film win an Academy Award or win an award in the, they were the first. They did it before Netflix. So
what was the film?
I want to say it was Manchester by the Sea.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. That was starring Casey Affleck. Ben Affleck.
I think she's testing your knowledge base. She's coming on in here. She's like, let's see if this thing will really know what he's talking about. Invite me to be the only woman on here. He better know what he's talking about. Let's see.
Roderick King, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Roderick, hi.
Word out, shout out. So, I mean, before we go into the Golden Globe winners, we have our guest host here. Let me just reiterate to people what we're doing. We are in search of a female co-host, right? And I've fielded so many like emails, texts, and suggestions. Everyone's got a suggestion, right? That we add a female voice to our Jedi Council. And I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good, but we gotta start looking for them. We got qualities we look for, female hosts, and so we decided to the top of this year. Just let's go ahead and for the next couple months, we're gonna have we're gonna have I don't know why I said month, but anyway, we're going to have some female guest hosts come on and hang out with us. And our first one, standing here or sitting here right in front of you, Miss Lex Calderon is here, and she's gonna be So Lex,
on the 10th of the month.
Yeah, there you go. Well, this is our first show back.
And you said month, and the reason why you said month is because you're blacker than black.
Because I'm black. Said month.
You from Hempstead. You from the hood. So it's month.
month. And that's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when people say that too. Because I've stopped doing that. I hate when people say month. I hate when people say Happy New Year's. I hate when say Happy New Year's.
Oh my God, no, the worst one, Valentine's.
Oh yes.
Valentine's like time. I'm like, no, come on.
And they saying it TIMES.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
I don't like when people say that.
It is TIMES.
It really annoys me when people say Happy New Year's. And those
Screech. In these streets.
Well, that's the South.
In these streets.
That's in the South. But yeah, when they say Happy New Year, that bothers me. But anyway.
And one thing, hold on, Wes, before you go on. The guy's name that I was talking about was Oliver Platt.
Oh, Oliver Platt. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that guy he's funny. He is kind of like he's like the quintessential chubby guy in the movie. Yep. He really is Oliver Platt. So Lex, what's up, man? What's going on with you? What you been doing? And
what's up?
I know we know you got
or like life-wise.
Yeah, career-wise. You know, I know you're gonna be. You don't have to put it all out there, but I know you got a project coming up soon.
Yes, I do. So it's this project that I have been with, basically like very close to around like groupie time. Mm-hmm. I started this other project as well called Jammers, which was originally going to be a film, and then it turned into a television series. And so now we're in like rehearsal stage where we literally start rehearsing. They actually start rehearsing a week before me. I can't get down there soon enough, but I start rehearsing on the 24th of this month, and then I'm going to be down there all the way until March 16th, like rehearsing and filming and getting done.
All right, cool.
So basically, to the rest of y'all that's coming up here talking about you want to be a co-host, you better step your game up. You better bring something to the show. We need some marketing. We need to be able to put your face up there and use you for marketing, because that's what we gonna do, Lex. Just so you know ahead of time.
I love it.
But
we got $5 on it.
I love you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We send you that $5 check, that $5 fee for
Tanner says, Joseph says, yeah, you're looking beautiful tonight, Lex.
Who said that?
That's Joseph Tanner.
He's one of our regulars.
He's one of our.
He's our day oneers. He's one of our day oneers.
Yay! All right.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for that, Joseph. Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, of course, we showed the trailer to Groupie at the top of the show. It was
which
one
is
of the
doing
trailers.
really well.
Yes, it's doing really well. It is. Yeah, like and that was the trailer. But we also have like I guess it's kind of like the intro that's been out there with your monologue. That's the one that's actually been doing really well. That one is closing in on 10,000 views. So thanks everybody, which leads me right into my next topic, but next thing I want to mention was we here at the IE Network have now reached 10,000 subscribers. Yeah. So
yeah, 10,000 racks on your back.
10,000 subscribers. We're over 10,000, which is even more better. So
damn it, get your bands up. So where my check at?
We're gonna be definitely doing.
No. Are we trying to skip over me? Where my check at?
He has to pay his
I can't hear you, Kev.
Kev,
you're breaking up.
Well, he muted my mic.
We have mute Kev's mic. He talking about chat. Let me mute his mic real quick. Yeah, okay. There you go. He has been muted. You ready to talk sense now?
Okay, I'm back to my normal self now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm gonna be back at 50.
He like, I know. I said, you ready to talk some sense? He's like, yeah, I'm ready to talk some sense, dollars and cents. But yeah, big up to everyone who shared and liked and anyone who wanted to subscribe. If you already subscribed, you share it. We appreciate that. As you know, like we said, Lex, we got Groupie going. It's coming soon. We're gonna be getting you back for Block TV News. Woo! And just really keep it going, man. And who knows, we may draft her to be our co-host for Real Talk. See, she's like on display now. Like,
I listen. I already done said it. Listen, if you ain't got nothing to offer to the table, stay your ass at home. Don't even call in. Call in and subscribe
for sure.
And
like,
just
subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Kev, you're Team Lex, right?
Yeah, I'm Team Lex. I'm Team Lex right now.
Kevin's Team Lex. I hear you. That's what's up. So let's go into, since we're at the second half of the show, let's go into, I'm gonna read the Golden Globe Award winners, and we'll go down each of them and kind of get opinions and see what we think. So, Golden Globe winners, like we said, it was a non-televised ceremony. They're just trying to take their lumps and say, okay, we'll just lay low.
Damage control.
That damage control, exactly. Perfect answer. Damage control. That's what they're doing. So they figure we'll have to take the L and just do it. But they did invite people to their ceremony, and a lot of people out here didn't show up.
Also, just a fun fact, I thought it was really interesting. There are 87 members, and none of which are of Black descent at all. No color. No color.
So no melanin in the Golden Globe, and the globe is golden. Try to make sense of that.
None.
Yeah.
None. The globe is golden.
That's a good. That's a good note. 87 members.
And not
of
one
the Hollywood Foreign Press, and not one of them.
And they call it the Golden Globe, so that means the globe is golden.
Yeah,
but there's golden
skin
golden, but there's no melanin present. That's impossible.
Well, they're trying to work that out, Kev. Come on, give them a break.
Well, listen, you ain't working it out if it's still 88 members. That's of a European descent, and let's get it together. Come on, and that's the other problem.
The president of the committee is probably like, hey, listen, my cousin's sister's brother's uncle is Black.
You're gonna see what you're gonna find is people gonna start getting divorces, and they new wives is gonna be Black.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. Because I'm pretty sure most of the foreign press is dudes anyway. And the other thing that's crazy is they don't have any of these members. And listen, I don't care if the members are blue, but they don't even have these members coming out to review, urban or, excuse me for saying urban, excuse me for putting us in a box, to review Black cast films or Latinx films. I mean, they're going to go for Asian films.
You know what's funny about what you just said? So because they've gotten all this scrutiny by not being diverse at all, their nominee ceremony where they discuss all the nominees, they invited Snoop Dogg.
They had Snoop Dogg there.
Listen, that's like the Grammys. Every time they need to do something, they call Stevie Wonder. Why everybody calling goddamn Snoop?
They called Snoop Dogg. They said this should work. This should work for the Blacks.
That is exactly what that says. That is exactly what that says.
And then you know what? They're not even. And here's the thing. Now look at what they're doing with that. They're going for a specific demographic. They're not even trying to get the older viewers.
No.
They're automatically assuming that. And listen, I love Snoop. Snoop is. Especially when he gets with Kevin Hart, he's hilarious, and
he's funny when he's with Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart too. You know what I'm saying? So he knows how to finesse. But listen, that ain't because you got Snoop, don't mean you winning us over. And I'm pretty sure Snoop knows that himself. And if he hasn't stepped into the room to make that known, then shame on him. If he hasn't,
yeah. But it is. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Lex. Yeah, so they're trying to. That's but it wasn't it. They're like, who can we get?
Because the reason why it was so bad is because it was so obvious. It was just so obvious. It was like, oh, why don't we get Snoop Dogg? The kids like Snoop, right?
Right. Just to announce the nominees.
How about just finding Black press members and bringing them on board.
I mean, that could work.
Bring a celebrity on. Listen, if you're gonna bring a celebrity on board, fine. I would have brought in somebody that's a little bit more low key, somebody that's not as popular, but at the same time, out of my 88 members, maybe I would have brought in 20 to 30 new Black press members from across the globe to help start to balance out the scales a little bit. And even with that 20 or 30, even if they're just all you do is look at Black films, or films
Bring
from
them
other.
in, man. You got to have diversity. It's not you're making it seem like the foreign. Well, we know the foreign press doesn't have diversity. But it's not like there isn't diversity in other countries and other over across.
Like what do you think they do in Africa? Like Africa has a bunch of good films, like especially the stuff that comes on Netflix and the stuff that comes on Kiwi TV. Like they have some good programming and some good films that are quality.
Yeah.
Why you think the foreign press in Africa is like, hey, I don't know what TV it's just what are they going to do? Go all the way down to South Africa, get 12 white people to come up to Nigeria to come review a film? No. They're going to use the melanated people that live in that region or in that area to review those films or review films that are of the continent. I mean,
the bottom line is they got a lot of work to do. What's up, Jimmy Ace? He checked in. My man Jimmy Ace, what's up? Thanks
Jimmy?
for checking in. Yeah, Jimmy. The foreign press has got a lot of work to do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the best motion picture animated. I don't know why I'm starting there. I just decided to. So we're gonna start with that.
Now I gotta scroll down. You're making me scroll down to the bottom.
Because they do it backwards, but they put the best picture first. Like, come on.
I don't have the list. I just wrote down a couple, so you guys have to help.
Okay,
me.
No problem.
Okay.
We'll talk you through it.
All right.
So best motion picture animated was the nominees was Flea from Neon. I don't know what network that is. Luca, Walt Disney Pictures Studios.
Wait, what?
Luca.
I love Luca.
Oh, Luca. Oh, yeah. That was good. That was great.
Yeah, and then My Sonny Mad, and then Raya and the Last Dragon.
That was good
Disney.
too.
That's
all. I saw it. I didn't see it, but I saw it on Disney Plus. I think they had, or they talked about it. Maybe it was an advertisement. I don't know. But the winner was Encanto, another Disney film. So Disney. Yeah, man, that was great. Encanto. There you go. Encanto. in the contour.
No, but that was that was shout out that was just as good as the
that was
what was the other film?
My little baby girl watches that like almost every other night. She's watching it.
She loves it. I haven't seen it, but I need to see it.
She loves it.
Yeah. Listen, I am almost convinced that for every generation, there's a different sign signal or sign signal or telepathic thing that's in every cartoon. Like how we used to be transfixed on the screen when Charlie Brown would come on. These kids, when this movie came on, and my granddaughter instantly stopped what she was doing and was locked on the screen. The same thing with my grandson. He's 8. So like, I think that there's something different in these films that these kids can see that we can't see to get them locked in. Like, there's some that I get locked in on. I really didn't get locked in on this one because I was tired, so I went to bed. I put it on for them, and then my daughter watched it, and I went to bed. But my daughter said it was good, and she actually liked it. So
wow, yeah, that's what's up. Shout out. That's Kimberly. Shout out for joining. That's what's up. Showing love. She's showing love to Lex. That's what's up. So yeah, that won the best animated film. Now this is for best original song in a motion picture, and that was won by No Time to Die, which was Billie Eilish. That was pretty cool.
I love
Billie Eilish.
I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Billie Eilish. I don't like what she did. I think she could have did something better. It was good, and it was Bond-esque, but it wasn't that. It wasn't like
that classic Bond feel to it.
Right. No, it was almost like how Homeboy did for another one. I was a little bit disappointed in. Oh God, what's his name? From he did the theme song for the one after Casino Royale.
Spectre?
No, not Spectre. The one it was two before Spectre.
Oh damn!
Oh God, the one with
not Skyfall, because I know Adele.
Not Skyfall. The one down in the desert. The one where he was in the desert.
I can't remember.
The guy that was
so him. We'll just say him.
Yeah,
we'll come back to him.
That guy.
So, the guy. Not Bono. Who's the other guy? Was it Bono? I think it was Bono.
That guy. It's that guy.
That guy. We're just gonna call him that guy until you know his actual name. So yeah, No Time to Die wins. It beat out the King Richard song, which was "Be Alive" with Beyonce.
As it should.
Yeah, and a couple other crap songs. So, best screenplay for motion picture was Belfast. Kenneth Branagh, who was the screenwriter. He won. That beat out Paul Thomas Anderson. Beat out, who else he beat out? The Power of the Dog. That's a Netflix film.
That was a big one. That one won a lot.
That one won a lot. Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't win that. Yeah. Don't Look Up was the original, as Adam McKay. Don't Look Up. And Being the Ricardos. It beat out Being the Ricardos as well. Well, like I said, I had said this to Kev offline. I said, Being the Ricardos, Aaron Sorkin directed it, and I thought he did a good job. I thought it could have been, I don't know if it's him or if it was the screenplay. I thought the storytelling could have been a little better, but the performances were so good.
Yeah, somebody won from that. Who?
Yeah, that was, we'll get to her.
Nicole!
Yeah, I said my prediction. Exactly. All right. Well, me and Kev's prediction. I ain't gonna take all the credit.
Thank you. Thank you.
So he won that. Okay, so let's go to, and I'm not doing all of them, but best original score for motion picture. The winner was Dune from Warner Brothers, Hans Zimmer.
Dune? Wait, but
the score from Dune.
Picture?
Yeah, it is. Dune's a motion picture.
But there are real life people in it. Am I confused right now?
No, it's not. It's not animated. It's just a regular motion picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you
Luca and like all these.
Yeah, no. They say motion picture. Same thing. It's a film.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, "They're real people in that." Yeah, exactly.
Wait.
Yeah. No, it's a film. Motion picture. It's still motion picture.
No, Dune was amazing.
Yeah.
So
the score to that was like the score was good to that. I'd have to go back and listen to it. But Hans Zimmer is a great.
You know what's crazy? You say that good. Is that the fact that you have to go back to listen to it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I sure didn't have to go back and listen to Star Wars.
You shouldn't have to go back. It's iconic. It plays in your head. Like I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I now granted, nothing from Dune, in my opinion, made me be like, oh, like when I first heard the score and the theme song for The Mandalorian, I was like, this is fire. I was like, this is fire. Like I listened to that, like literally, I'll drive and listen to that in my car. Right. Like the
Let me tell you something. You listen to that. Score. You listen to that, and even if you ain't got no skills, you listen to that and you spitting bars over that. Like
exactly. That's how dope it was. It was really good. So I mean, whatever, but it won. It beat out The Power of the Dog again. So these are like the few categories The Power of the Dog didn't win. And So Encanto, it beat out Encanto score. Oh, I'm sorry, Encanto. No, just
Encanto.
I know Encanto. Encanto. There you go. Encanto.
See now you.
That's
see,
just
now
like
you
when
being
that's just
suspect.
like when the white folks say Wakanda.
Exactly.
And I'd be like, go back to your
Wakanda
trailer.
forever.
Yeah, go back to your trailer.
So
you go back to your trailer.
Best supporting actress in the television was Sarah Snook for Succession.
Yeah,
she won.
I have that one down.
You had Andy McDowell, Maid, Caitlin Dever, Dope Sick, and then Jennifer Coolidge was White Lotus. So she beat all them out. And Hannah Waddingham for Ted Lasso. Winner was Sarah Snook for Succession. I've never seen that show, honestly. I've heard about it and I've been trying to get up with it, but
really?
It's on my Netflix list. No, Joe, it's not even on Netflix. So.
What? Honestly, I don't know anything about it. What is it? What did
I don't know. That's what I said. I've been meaning to check it out.
It's basically like that I believe it's about the what family is that? It's like that film that was about the Getty family.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like in that lane. Like it's about people with money and this guy who, I guess, there's who's going to succeed, be his successor, whatever the case may be. I think it's along those lines, but I think it falls along the same theme line as that Getty film with the Getty family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's about a family that's controlling the biggest media and entertainment company in the world. Okay. Yeah. It's like a media entertainment company. I think.
Yeah. Versus the Gettys, who the Gettys was obviously gas.
Gas,
So
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. So actually, best supporting actor for television. I guess this is considered television because it was a series. Was what's his name? Yun Soo, which from Squid Game.
Yeah. Listen. Yes. Did she say no?
No,
I
she
said yes.
said,
No
yeah.
way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm obsessed with Squid Games. I'm obsessed.
Listen. The only thing that pissed me off about Squid Game was his decision at the end. He picked the game over his daughter, and I don't know what.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
No, I have seen it, but what do you mean he picked the game over it? Didn't he do it for his family? I thought.
No. He did it to free the people because he wanted them people brought to justice. That's why he was caught up in the game because also because he fell in love with that chick, and she died.
But the person who actually won.
He didn't fall in love with any girl.
Yes, he did. He was feeling that the girl who died, who his childhood mate, who he stabbed in the stomach when they were in the dying area, he was feeling some kind of way about her.
Oh, okay. Well, the one who won was the guy who played the old guy.
Oh no.
The old man.
The old man won. That's awesome.
He won the supporting guy. That's Oh Yun Soo.
See that's what's pissing me off. Again, the old man won. The old man shouldn't have won. The guy
it's supporting actor. It's supporting.
Oh yeah, well, supporting. Yeah, I guess.
What's your reason? Why shouldn't he have won? Because I think he did a great job.
No, he did. He did do a great job. But think about. Well, you know what? All right, the amount of screen time that he had versus the amount of screen time that everybody else had.
As a supporting actor.
As a supporting actor, I guess. And I say that with all kinds of sarcasm. I guess you can give it to Grandpa because he turned, because let's be honest. The only reason why he getting it is because he turned out to be the mastermind behind the whole thing.
Right.
Spoiler.
He was the mastermind. Alert. Spoiler again.
So that's the only reason why he's getting it. Because there was some people there were some people who died better than his overall performance, but we gonna leave that alone. Like the guy, like red light, green light, go. There was some people whose performances who died brilliantly.
Oh wait, so
like,
when you say he picked the game over his family, it's like at the end when he dyes his hair red and he's like, no, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's what he meant.
Like his whole thing. Like it breaks the theme, not to stretch it out, but it breaks the theme that they started in the beginning. In the beginning, everything he was doing was for his daughter.
Right.
And now you got the money, you got everything you need to go to America and go to Los Angeles to be with your daughter and to show her mom and husband to be like, you know what, now what?
Yeah.
I'm stacked with paper.
At the end too, he like put his money away. Like he wasn't even really like using it too.
He didn't use it.
He didn't use it. But at the same time, he didn't set up nothing. Well, they didn't show anything with him setting up like a trust fund for his daughter.
Right.
He just
did.
I'm going
you
back.
You just gotta
to the
assume that he did, right?
But at the same time, spoiler.
That girl's brother, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. So you go help somebody else's kid, but you don't help your own. I can't. Yeah, I don't buy that. Like that's what jacked me up.
Well, a lot of people had a problem with that, but you know. So the next best performance by an actress in a limited series, anthology series, or a motion picture made for television. That's a mouthful. So that is the nominees was Jessica Chastain from Scenes from a Marriage, Cynthia Erivo, I'm sorry, and then we have Genesis, Aretha, that's what she was in. Then Elizabeth Olsen, WandaVision, and that was cool. And Margaret Qualley, Maid, and then we have the winner, Kate Winslet, Mayor of Easttown.
Yes.
Mayor of Easttown.
Sorry,
she's been doing a thing on that.
Sorry,
yeah, you know.
Listen, WandaVision was what it was, but Mayor of Easttown, the whole cast, the whole cast bodied that. That was one of the binges that I could say, and I've done a lot of binging. That's one of the binges that I've lost sleep over. That I am proud to say that I blew a whole weekend watching that thing.
Sounds good. Well, I mean, this isn't her first. She's been winning for with these things, with this particular show. So I mean,
this is a whole different Kate Winslet. This is no makeup, pretty Kate Winslet. No makeup.
It's just stripped down, gritty,
stripped down. Yeah,
Kate
exactly.
Winslet. Which is every actor, I believe every actor loves to have that role that they can just strip down and just go in and play the role of whatever character that they're playing. So,
only other person that did it just as well is Charlize Theron.
Oh my goodness, I love her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's definitely
and Monsters, called Monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, a monster.
Killed it.
Oh.
Hey, Halle Berry did it too as a crackhead.
Well, shit, Halle Berry. Halle Berry just did it again with Bruce.
Oh, she just did it with Bruce too. Yeah, Bruce. She was really good, and I really enjoyed Bruce. I thought it was a good film. Yeah, she just did it again in that. She really. But she loves Bruce. Man. She loves getting into that whole zone where she gonna play this character. She loves playing character because what happens is when these these actresses, female actors, they are known for being this beautiful and this that, and the other. They can't wait, and I'm sure you probably feel the same way. Lex, they can't wait to get dirty and get into a role.
I'm not gonna lie to
but
you.
See,
as an actress, the most rewarding and most fun roles to play are the tortured souls, the ones that just can't get their shit together and they're all over the place and they're trying to make it through the world. Yeah. They're the best ones to play.
They are, and they're the best ones to watch. And you know what the beautiful part about it is? For me personally, and this is me in my personal life. I can honestly say that. I only dated women except for one, and that's the one I married, and that was the mistake. I only dated women that are no makeup pretty. Like literally wake up in the morning, a little moisturizer, wash their face, boom, go. Can walk out the door, and it's no, just makeup normal, like no makeup normal, no makeup needed, and that's what I love that about an actress when they strip down, and you can still look at them and like look past all of that, and then you get to see exactly what they're representing. Like, because sometimes it's like just being a guy with some actresses. It's just you have to sometimes get past the fact that she is fine. Like watching Kate Blanchett, it's like she is fine.
No, I get that. I do get that.
Yeah, you gotta get,
but I think that's so rewarding, especially being a female. Is like you don't have that barrier. It's like they're not looking at you because you're hot. Yeah. They're looking at you because you're good, and it's you're like good. That is like so quintessential.
And
to
that's very
every
very
female
rewarding.
Character's career, like they want a female actress rather, they want that. Yeah,
and they should have it too. They should always have that one character, or moment that they could play that character. I mean, Halle Berry came into film doing it with Jungle Fever.
Even in Gothica, I loved her in Gothica. A lot of people didn't like that as a horror film. I loved her in Gothica. I thought she did her damn thing in Gothica.
She's famous for like just like what Lex pointed out. She likes playing the tortured soul as well. She loves playing that type of character, and that's why she really shined in this film. In the film Bruise, she really shined in that. The way she portrayed that, very good. So for best actor best actor in a limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. That was big mouthful.
Breathe.
Okay, Paul Bettany was nominated. Was Paul Bettany for WandaVision? Oscar Isaacs for Scenes from a Marriage. Ewan McGregor, Halston, and then Tahir Rahim is the serpent, but the winner was Michael Keaton, Dope Sick, which Michael Keaton's a great actor. Speaking about great actors, man, that dude, he I don't know, it's something that he can do, and he can play a guy that's just that like that typical everyday dude that's that you can relate to, but that dude, when he digs into his dark side, oh my God,
listen,
he's
you know what my reference. I know what you're
about to say. I'm about to recommend. When we on these shows, Lex, we always recommend films.
I love it. It's good.
This is an older film, not that old, but it's older film. Recommended it. Yes, write it down.
Hold on.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. We're gonna tell you.
Wow. Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes.
Pacific Heights. Pacific Heights. Watch that. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to watch it alone, but watch. It's no, it's a good. It's a thriller. It's a thriller. It's not like it's a horror film or not, but it's a thriller.
If you are a homeowner who rents to people, this. I can't even spoil. This is the one time I'm not going to spoil a movie, because there may be a lot of people who have not seen this film. If you haven't seen this film and you're my age, shame on you.
No, if you're his age, shame on you. Yeah. If you're Lex age, then you gotta just go back and do your research and watch it. No, it's a really good film, and it's just like, I'm not gonna tell you much about it because I really do want you to watch it. I think you'll
Wait a
enjoy
minute.
it.
Did I see this? Is it about a storm?
No.
It is not.
Never mind.
Then you didn't see it, yeah. It's just basically about a tenant, and that's all I'm gonna tell you. It's about a tenant who rented from a newlywed couple, rented to a tenant
San Francisco.
In San Francisco, and it just became a real nightmare.
A beautiful house too.
And then
beautiful Victorian house.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lex, I'm gonna give you one more for your homework that goes in line with this. If you want to see good Cape Fear.
Cape Fear. Yeah.
Watch those two back
now
to
there's
back.
there's two versions of that. There's a very
Oh,
old
that's right.
version.
Oh wait, it's
The
called
newer
what?
version.
I missed
Cape
it.
Fear. Cape Fear.
Fear.
Yep.
But you want to watch the one with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, you want the one with Robert De Niro because there's two versions of Cape Fear.
Both are just as good, but
both are really
one-
good. But you really
the
want to
one
see
with Robert De Niro.
you want to see the 1991 version. The 1991 version is.
Yep, that was before I was born, guys.
Yes, it was. I know. Because then there's also a 1962 version. That's before I was born.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
which is very good. Which is before both of us is born, because I'm 1970.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. So okay, so that's your little homework for you, Lex. And then so best limited series and anthology series or motion picture made for television. Dope Sick is the nominees are Dope Sick, Impeachment, American Crime Story, Made. That was Netflix. Mayor of
love
Easttown.
Made. Made is so good.
Yeah, Mayor of Easttown is also nominated, but the winner was the Underground Railroad. Amazon Prime. Underground Railroad wins that. I said Underground whatever. Railroad. Railroad. Jeez. Okay. Best. We're winding down with it. Best actress in a TV series, musical, or comedy. Jean Smart, Hacks. She won. She beat out Tracy Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, Insecure. Ellie Fanning, The Great, and Hannah Enbinder, which is from Hacks. So, yeah. Jean Smart, Hacks. Oh, so two people was from Hacks. So Hacks is the real winner of that.
Mm-hmm.
Best performance by an actor in a TV series, a musical, or a comedy. Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso. That's on Apple, I think. Apple TV Plus. Ted Lasso, Apple TV Plus. Let's jump to best performance by an actress in a TV series drama. Okay,
My
that's
girl,
Michaela.
hold it through.
Yeah, Michaela from Pose. Michaela Rodriguez.
Michaela J. Rodriguez.
Yeah. That's from the show Pose. She beat out Elizabeth Moss, Handmaid's Tale. Christine.
They mad. They
mad. But they always
Handmaid's
win.
Tale's mad.
Don't they always seem like they winning though?
Yeah, they do always win. But
To
but
be honest, I have such a problem with that show. Like
You do?
such a
Really?
problem. Oh my god.
Oh, wait. Okay. Please do tell real quick.
Elaborate.
Okay, listen. I tried to watch that show and please excuse me. I don't mean to offend anyone, but it's literally just like a white woman crying. I literally I cannot handle it. It is. I can't handle it.
Yeah, you know what she's saying? You know what she's saying right now? We've seen enough of you Karens crying
Okay, please.
on the news.
Yeah,
I don't need to watch a whole show of you crying. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. But I feel you, though. I definitely feel
that's
you.
what deterred me. I was like, you had such a potential. To me, when I first saw it, I was like, you can go so much deeper with this. And it just feels like this, washed out, like you said, Karen's story. It's like, well, what if they did this to us and then we had to endure this? And I'm just like, really, guys?
Yo, you are officially hired from that statement right there. You are officially hired. Listen, you are like my daughter right now. Your mouth is so beautiful, but you keep it nice. My daughter just be like, motherfucker, stop crying. You do it in a nice way.
That's too funny. Yeah, they've been winning though. Handmaid's Tale. I didn't really like it. It didn't catch me. And I know some series now you have to watch about 3-4 episodes before you can really get into it. But I don't like that. I like to get caught at least within the first 2 episodes.
Right.
No, but with this one, but actually with Handmaid's Tale, the actual grit of it doesn't start till the end, till the latter episodes, and really going into the second season is when it really starts. Because it's a lot of they do a lot of build up, or a lot of, as she said, whining.
A lot of whining. So, best performance by an actor in a television series drama: Jeremy Strong, Succession. Again, they get their second win. So now, jumping to best television series, musical or comedy, Hacks wins again.
Have you guys seen that? What is that? I'm not.
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten into Hacks, honestly.
Me either.
I'm not sure what it's about, but I'm assuming. I mean, I thought when I saw the word hacks, I'm like, oh, okay, are they like doctors? That's what I thought they was. But you know how people used to call that. But it just says the dark mentorship that formed between Deborah Vance, the legendary Las Vegas comedian. Oh, okay. And entitled Outcast 25-Year-Old. Okay, so that's what it is. It's about a comedian. Okay. I did not watch it. It's an HBO Max show. I do have HBO Max, but I didn't watch it. Maybe I'll pick it up and watch it. See, this is the power of a award show. People are like, oh man, this won an award. Let me go check this out.
You know, here's the funny thing. I got HBO Max. I've had HBO Max before HBO Max was available to me for 6 months. Yeah. I've been paying $15. And ever since the Snyder Cut came out, I think I've watched maybe 5 movies on HBO Max.
I watched
Raised by Wolves.
Right, Raised by Wolves. But the flight attendant show, that was pretty good.
The flight attendant, yeah, that's another one that I watched. And also Malignant. Oh God, that's beautiful.
And I watched Dune on it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Dune too. Yeah.
So I mean, remember all of the WB movies that were supposed to come out in 2021 pretty much was put onto HBO Max. You know. Okay, so best drama series television was Succession. Again, that's another win for them. Best supporting actress in a motion picture, Ariana DeBose. That is from the West Side Story. Wow.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, cool. Shout out to our girl Alice. She was in West Side Story.
Hey,
she got Alice got a little, she was like, hey, don't blink, you might miss me. But she was in there. She did a nice dance number.
Oh, and shout out to also what's her face that starred in our film. I just watched her on Saturday watching Belly.
What's her face?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why her name.
Terrell. You talking about Terrell Hicks?
Terrell Hicks, yeah.
Shout out to Terrell Hicks, of course. Always Terrell Hicks. Yeah, she Belly.
The original.
Yeah, Belly was like, her to me, I always remember her from A Bronx Tale. She was in that, and Belly I obviously remember from too, but that was with black folks and in the hood. That was her famous film. That's where everybody likes
Keisha.
Keisha. She's the character.
I don't want to wake Keisha up.
So okay, yeah, shout out to Terrell Hicks. We worked with Terrell briefly on a project, and it was cool, man. It was cool working with her. She's very professional, very, cool, fun to be around.
Mm-hmm.
So best, now we're down to the nitty-gritty. There's only a few left. Best supporting actor in motion picture, Cody Smith McPhee, The Power of the Dog. That's supporting actor in the film. Then there they go. Now they starting to take.
What is the power? What is the power of the dog?
I know. I think isn't Benedict Cumberbatch in that? Is that?
It's on Netflix. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I'm about to check it out. See what?
Yeah, it is on Netflix because everybody's been saying everybody's been saying the same thing. Like, what the hell is this movie and how we miss it?
I mean,
like, 'cause I haven't seen
from the
seen
box. It looks like a Western. Like it looks like a Western. They're on horses and they're cattle and all stuff. It looks like it's like
Actually, I think it is a Western.
It's a Western, yeah.
think it is.
Charismatic rancher, yeah. It's a ranch. Okay, yeah. It's a Western.
Oh, is this? Was this
Benedict Cumberbatch, Kristen Dunst. Yeah, there's a few people in there.
Yeah. I know it. I ain't watching this. I ain't giving no support whatsoever because I see what they trying. I already see what they trying to do because I noticed that whatchamacallit that was a Western ain't up on here either. Because they don't
you talking about? Well, that ain't gonna be on the Hollywood Foreign Press.
I don't know.
Talking about?
I like a good Western though.
No. I love a good Western. I always did. But he's talking about the Western. It's called The Harder They Fall, which was also on Netflix. It's a Western with all black.
But I also know why they didn't
I know
why the foreign press.
I know exactly what
Yeah, and I also know the reason why the foreign press and nobody else is gonna pick it up because there's no mention of the N-word.
Yeah,
I ain't even gonna give it just because they didn't say it in the film. I'm not gonna say it now. They omitted the N-word from the film because guess what? Because in some places they didn't use that type of language.
Yeah, they did. So best director went to Jane Campion. Campion?
I think it's Campion something.
Campion. Yeah, that's the power of the dog. Power of the dog. They just keep going. They're gonna make me watch.
Rub it in your just rub it in your face. I ain't watching nothing. I done seen enough European Caucasian westerns.
Best performance by an actress in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Rachel Ziegler, West Side Story. Yeah, okay. And then we have best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Andrew Garfield, Tick, Tick, Boom.
No, I actually really like Andrew Garfield. I really do enjoy him. I
enjoy him.
He
definitely.
He what they call him in Spider-Man, the what's him called, the preacher. What they call him?
Well, he was, but he was only
he called Toby that. He said, "Oh, you."
Oh, yeah, that's right, Toby Maguire.
He's like, "Are you gonna get dressed, or are you gonna fight? Dressed as a cool youth pastor."
Pastor.
Called him a cool youth pastor. That's what Toby Maguire was looking like. But okay, so best performance by an actress in a motion picture, drama. Yes. Let's get the crowd ready. Nicole Kidman, being the Ricardos, And so now I just wanted to stop on that for a second. We talked about that. Nicole Kidman, her performance in there as Lucille Ball was so good, man. And I mean, everyone in that film had good performances. But Nicole Kidman obviously stood out because all right, so she had the look down.
Lucille Ball, like I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy, yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, I have to see this.
Yeah, yes, you see it. You got to see it. It's on Amazon. So check this out. Yeah, she's playing Lucille Ball. Not hard, not easy to do, right?
No.
So they had the look.
As a note, on a side note, wait a minute, Wes, before you go forward. I must say, my girl Kate Blanchett was supposed to play this role.
Right, yeah. Kate Blanchett was originally cast to play her, which Kate Blanchett kind of looks like Lucille Ball already.
Yeah, listen, those pictures of her as Lucille Ball.
There was like a schedule conflict or whatever. And Nicole Kidman.
And COVID and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so Nicole Kidman got the role, and she went in. The makeup and wardrobe really helped bring to life the look for Lucille Ball and around that time.
I have to see this.
And let me tell you something. She had the mannerisms down, and most important, she had the voice.
No way.
The voice. The Lucille Ball voice, which is not another thing that's not easy to do, especially Nicole Kidman's voice is not like Lucille
nowhere near that at all.
So That
So
tells
that
me
in itself, yeah. And go
that in
ahead and say
itself,
it.
I said that's why I said that I feel that she will sweep, especially now that she won this one, which is the first up of the big award season. You got this, you got SAG Awards is next, and then the Academy
She's probably
Awards.
gonna sweep.
I think she's gonna sweep, honestly, because the SAG Awards, now that's you guys, that's actors, right? So you know what it takes to do this type of work. So when you watch it, you're gonna appreciate it when you watch it because you know what it takes to do the type of work that she did. So
And
I'm almost 100% sure she'll get a SAG. She'll get a SAG.
Yeah, like the name of the show is being the Ricardos.
Yeah,
I
it's on there.
have it written down that she won, but I didn't know that that's what it was. But I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Ariana. Ariana into the building. Thank you. Yeah, she said I definitely gotta watch that. If she could pull off Lucy. Yeah, she pulled it off, Ariana. Trust me. She pulled it off. And she did a really good job. Really great performance.
And or to add to it, not only did she pull it off, but she pulled it off during the time period, or I should say in a critical moment of Lucille Ball's life, like where there was a bunch of stuff going on.
And let's not forget, not to cut you off, Kat, let's not forget for actors, they also shot that during COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
she bodied that.
She did,
and on top of all that, she had time to put in a little commercial for AMC in between films before the film started. On top of all that, hands down to Nicole Kidman.
What an all-star!
No, she really did a thing. And the main thing, the last point I want to make about that is the fact that yes, there was parts in the film where they flashed. They really got to show Lucille Ball's genius in this film because a lot of people don't realize how much she put behind that show. Desi Arnaz as well, who was played Ricky Ricardo. He had a lot of, but creatively, she was just. It also showed not only how much she knew about comedy, her comedic timing and genius, but it also just knew what she knew about film. Period. How to make, how to shoot stuff and make it,
and how to, and because
everything she knows all that stuff, and it was all to the point where sometimes she was, hard to deal with or see what people would think difficult because sometimes she's in her own head. So they have scenes where the writers are explaining, and this is another good thing. It takes you into the writer's room. So the writers are explaining to her their idea for the show and she's imagining it, and what they're showing is reenactments of actual I Love Lucy episodes that they did, and I'm telling you right now, you can barely tell the difference when you look at it. You're like, oh my god, it's so crazy.
And here's the thing, and the other thing, because the main benefit of what she had was the fact that they were in front of a studio audience, so she had to. She had to deliver, and everything she would picture would be what the crowd's response would be.
What the crowd response would be.
She automatically knew what would trigger the crowd, what would make them laugh, and what wouldn't.
What I love about the film is Lucille Ball is a comedic genius, and this film really showed to you her genius. So that's you got to check it out. So that brings us to the last couple of awards, which is obviously Best Actor in a Motion Picture. Will Smith for King Richard.
Woo!
Big job. Big Will. Bottom line is
jumping out of planes. Will
we I covered this once before when we did we talked
Situation Will.
I mean, Will really did his thing on this. He did a lot of research. Now, here's the deal. There's a funny little story that Serena and Venus Williams literally would not put their name on the film until they saw it. After they saw the film and saw what a great job that Will Smith did, they were just, So if you're gonna,
and to me that's a sucker move. But anyway,
but I'm just saying, well, hey, it is what it is.
You know,
Like,
there's another story too. Apparently, there's another daughter that saw the
Yeah.
film and was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, absolutely not. He was not that way for me. I don't support it." Blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah. The other daughter was from his. Yeah, it was a previous previous marriage.
that was a chick across the
and
street. That was the hoe that was on the corner.
No. It was the daughter was from a previous marriage.
Right.
He has several kids, which they actually touched on in the film. The wife, there was a scene where him and his wife was arguing, and she actually
mentioned it.
She gave it to that dude, boy. She was like, yo, she put, she really kind of put him in his place. But so they did mention it. But yeah, I think
and actually the way they mentioned it, they didn't mention that he was actually in a previous marriage. The way they mentioned it was like, well, you was out here having outside kids.
Yeah, they just
let's be clear
yeah.
of what they mentioned. They mentioned his infidelity, but I loved how they said.
I'm glad they touched on it though.
But you know what they learned that from? I think they learned that from Iron Man 2. Guess what? He did it. Let's move on. It ain't about what he. It ain't about that.
They touched on it. I think touching on it gives really takes away a lot of the power of what the young lady came out and said. And I said this on this show when we covered it. I'm not taking away what happened to her. Whatever her truth is and what happened to her.
Listen,
I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
It is what it is. Her whatever her experience was, whatever her truth was, it was what it was. But at the same time, them mentioning it,
no, but they didn't. But again,
he wasn't perfect.
Again, here it is.
So that they weren't trying to paint him as a perfect person. They were just showing the fact of what he did, which is a fact. He raised 2 champions. Period.
Right. But here's my thing about it.
He not have raised them the way he did.
Yeah, but here's my thing about it. The first thing is they mentioned infidelity. So if this girl was from a previous marriage, that means while he was married to her mama, he was there, but he left and whatever happened, and he's with the family he was with. So don't try to listen. You can say what you want. All right, maybe he wasn't in your life the way you wanted, and maybe because he was in this household and this is the household that he had to raise. Again, this is not saying or giving a pass to neglecting other children. But what can happen is, because I've seen it happen, because I have family members who are kind of sort of in the same situation. When you live in the house with let me take it back. I was engaged to somebody and I was helping raise their kids. So when you live in a house where those kids live in the house with you, the other parent is not as present. So you don't get what the other kids are getting because you're not in that house. If you were a kid who came by on the weekends or whatever case may be, or if your co-parenting situation was great, then yes, you're going to have that relationship, and maybe she shouldn't have nothing to say. But for you to come out and say, "Well, that's not who he really was," no, you're wrong. That is
that's
who
how
he really
was.
was.
Maybe he wasn't that way in your experience. That's how he was. That's how he was in the film.
I feel for this other child. You know what I mean? It's how hard it must be to sit there and see this movie come out about your dad who's been so great to these 2 other kids, that is also your dad, that should have been great to you. I feel for her. I do. Because that must be excruciatingly hard to see. Your 2 sisters who share the same father, but you didn't get the same treatment, are champions. There's movies being made. It has to hurt. It has to. You know?
Well,
I'm sure.
Well, you know what? No. You know why I'm gonna say? You know why? You know what I'm gonna say? It doesn't. She's looking for a check. And the only reason why I'm saying, and this is not to neglect any feelings that she may have, but as a child who was not raised by his father, who was raised by a stepfather, which I didn't find out till I was 12 or 13, that my stepdad was actually not, that my stepdad wasn't my real father. When I found out and met my real father, who gave me $20 and some pizza, and I never saw him again. And I got brothers and sisters that live down south that he spent time with, that he put. I'm not bothered by that at all. Why? Because there was somebody in my life that that cared for me as much as any other father should have cared for me. So in her case, I would say she
We're not
still
sure
has
if
her
that's
mom.
the case with her, though. We're
Yeah,
not
I'm not
she
sure.
has a
I'm not
father.
100% sure that that's the case. But at the same time,
Yeah.
that's something you deal with behind the scenes. Just when you come, for me, and this is just for me, again, not to neglect how she may feel on some level, but at the same time, that's something you handle behind the scenes. People who, for me, people who come out on Front Street and want to make this whole big media presence of that's not who he was, and to say it, and for the media to run with it, not and instead of saying,
Well,
listen,
that's
this
the
is
key
who
right
he
there,
was.
Kev, the media to run with it. And I don't want to cut you short, but I just want to say
Yeah,
that
no, go ahead. Yeah,
the
go ahead.
media
No,
running with it,
that's
to me, my biggest issue is the timing. And this is
exactly.
This is not the first work that was made praising Richard, Williams. You know what I mean? So it's been years, this woman is now grown, right? And the timing was weird for me. It almost makes me feel like, and I hate talking like conspiracy.
Where was you before the movie? Where was you before the movie was
not
out?
Yeah, well, like
it was like
because
a
like I said, there was
plot.
right, yeah, almost like a sabotage job because of the fact that meaning like this, I think people went looking for her. I think the media went looking for her or looking for people like her that will step up and don't have a problem. Because obviously, if this is a man who wasn't really in your life, you ain't got no problem slandering him. Especially
if somebody slides you.
But I don't
somebody
know if
slides you a couple of racks.
right, if they slide you a couple bucks or whatever. But yeah, I just thought the timing was weird because the same thing happened to several films. Usually, what happens is something will come out about either the actual actor that played in it, that's something from the past that maybe or the subject of the matter, which in this case is Richard Williams. But neither here nor there. I'm not gonna let that because we're running out of time.
Again, young lady, if how you feel is how you feel, and we hugs and praises to you for your broken heart.
Her truth is her truth, and that's how she I feel for anybody who goes through pain of not having, a father in their life. And I don't know if she had a father figure, but we know that, her father. So
her biological father.
Biological father. So, or you grow up and be rich and make a song like Shaq because my biological didn't bother. Right. So, all right, wrapping it up, we have best motion picture drama is The Power of the Dog. We know one big. Also, best motion picture musical or comedy was West Side Story. And the best director was, I think I already said best director. Yeah, that was Power of the Dog director too. So
yeah, see, this says everything of what's wrong with the foreign press and the 88 people that are behind the scenes. This is what's wrong.
Kev, though, they had Snoop Dogg, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
They had Snoop Dogg. All's forgiven. So anyway, as we wrap the show up, let's what do you think? Any final words from you just on this whole? I really think I'm gonna tell you, with the Golden Globes period, we talked about it. We spent a good amount of time on it, of the foreign press. I just think they're gonna have to take their lumps, do damage control, like you said, and kind of come, see if they can come back. Honestly, I'm predicting that they're gonna end up going streaming somewhere if they could find a streaming service that will deal with them. But that's what I think they're gonna end up.
But they're going to have to. The only way that's going to happen, and this is not to jump in front of you, Lex. The only way that that's going to actually happen is they're, like I said before, later for Snoop Dogg. I need for that 88 to increase to double that number with other representation.
right.
of others who can speak for that can be the voice for those films that you're not going to go see, the films that you're the films that you're looking over. Films that are what's crazy is films that are in the public that people are actually watching, and you're just overlooking it just because that's a black film. And again, it's like the stupidity of what they told Tyler Perry. Well, black people don't go to the movies.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Tell that to Ryan Coogler.
Listen, no. Tell that to people. Tell that to the people who got shot up at Sunrise Multiplex in Valley Stream when Crush Groove dropped. And tell me that black people don't go to the theater.
It's like, throughout history, like black people were not allowed to be on television for the longest time. We weren't allowed to be a part of productions, and it's like, so what do you think? If we're not in them because we're not allowed to be in them, what do you think we're doing? We're watching.
Exactly, we're watching them. Exactly. Yeah, I was watching films since I can remember watching TV or watching anything. So, but what do you think? What any final words of anything that we talked about?
I don't know any woman that watched more television than my grandmother.
Oh wow, that's
you know what I'm saying? It's like we're watching these films. We definitely deserve representation in these spaces. But yeah, that's my thing. I think that the Golden Globes, they need to do better. Obviously, they need to include more representation from other races. I think not even just black people. I think all races need to have
exactly. That's exactly my point.
within the system.
I agree.
And yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I kind of feel like they were put in their place a little bit. Like they lost their little
TV
thing
deal
on NBC, and I think that's good. It's showing that we are going to make a change. And
they lost a lot of support from a lot of the actors, the celebrities. Like I said, even their little ceremony that they did, a lot of people didn't come. Right. They invited people to like intimate ceremony, and people declined.
Not only did people decline, but a lot of people didn't even acknowledge their wins on social media.
I don't think Will did either.
There were like maybe 3 people who were like, "Oh, thank you."
Thank you. Yeah, not that that's true. That's a good point to point out. Almost no one acknowledged their wins. So
I'm telling you,
they got a lot of work to do.
Listen. The bottom line is what I said. That 88 is going to either have to double in number, or it's going to have to be split in half, and they're going to have to move some people out.
Yeah, but most of these people are old. They're waiting for them to die off. It's just like,
we need to get. Old
white men. That's usually what runs. Those things. That's what happened with the Oscars, with the Academy Awards before they started, because it was the same thing happened. Hashtag Oscars so white, right? Then you got all this stuff that was going on, and now they starting to make slow strides. It's slowly but surely happening.
But here's the thing. But you need to have people. I mean, and quality reporters. I'm not talking about somebody who's just a vlogger. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to have, just like how the 3 of us can sit down and have a quality conversation. Obviously, Lex, there's going to be some stuff that we know that you don't know because because of when you were born, and I don't know. I don't know how far back you've dug into film, but I'm pretty sure as an actress you've done your homework with film, so you have a good understanding
it's a lifestyle of hers. So most actors, I say, and I might be wrong, some people may disagree with me for that, but I feel like if you're an actor, how can you not watch films? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
I'm a filmmaker.
Like that's the thing that made you become who you are. Watching film.
Watching films. So I mean, and then finally, I was just going back down those lists. The Bel Air again. Make sure you check that out. Did you watch? Was you a fan of the show, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised in the
exactly.
Spent most of my days.
Unfortunately, we won't have that theme song. But
it won't. That's huge.
I mean, I don't think so. It's
what
a little
if they
too.
turn it into like a more dramatic version?
They might. Well, he did. So, quick note: when Cooper did the trailer,
that trailer. Oh my god!
I
it was
haven't
dope.
seen the original.
They
trailer.
slowed it down a little,
yo,
and it was like, I was like,
okay.
Yo, it was.
I gotta
I'm
see
telling
the
you,
original trailer.
just look. Yeah, look, you gotta look at the original trailer, man. You can find that probably.
Let me tell you something. I saw that thing and I was like, yes, this is what I need in my life.
Put in original Bel Air trailer.
Yeah,
and I know right now a lot of the new trailers are gonna pop up, but if you see that original trailer,
I'm like, this
it's
is
gotta
so.
be someone's gotta have it somewhere. Hopefully, he didn't take it down. If not, follow him. It's at Cooper Films, I think, on Instagram.
Let me write this down.
Yeah, or at Cooper Films. Yeah.
And
I might send you the link to him. He might have. Yeah.
That first trailer is so melanated and so
it is.
dramatic.
No, but this new trailer. One thing I want to point out before we go is a lot of people are having. Let's see, since you're a fan of the show, Lex, let's see if you feel the same way. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about, yo, man, what's up with Uncle Phil? Yo, I need him to gain some more weight. The Uncle Phil they got in the new trailer. He's like slim. He's not skinny. But he
ain't Uncle Phil.
He ain't Uncle Phil. So people are like, I'm gonna need
all
Uncle
around
Phil.
Smaller.
He's all around smaller. But so I mean, I don't know. I never really thought about it that way. But people are like, yo, man. But I think what do you think as a fan of the show?
Well, I just want to say, as a female and as a Black woman, I appreciate. This is kind of off topic, sort of. I appreciate that Aunt Viv is a dark-skinned Black woman. They did the right thing.
Yeah,
they did right by that.
They did it right.
Because I remember there was a huge controversy when they replaced her.
When they replaced her with the other woman.
And I'm very happy that they learned their lesson and they did the right thing on that.
Well,
he did that from the beginning. He did that from the original trailer too. And even Will in the original trailer was darker, I believe. He definitely was darker than Will Smith.
I think so. Or maybe just the camera equipment's better.
Yeah, right. he's better lighting. He was just darker.
But I want to give a little pushback to what she said, because listen, I'm a huge opponent of colorism. And I hate the fact that a lot of people I understand that everybody loved Aunt Viv, whatever the case may be. And yes, she was replaced. I still enjoyed the new and respected the new Aunt Viv as well as the other Aunt Viv. Even though it was kind of weird, that her and Uncle Phil was like my complexion, but Carlton was a little Sudanese on the darker side, especially Baby Girl. Baby Girl was black.
The way they had it, to me, the way they had it before was the right way. If you're gonna recast, I think they should have kept that the tones the same, because it just made more sense.
But you know what it was. They felt
sense, but then you have to look at that time period. Like, colorism was huge. What a blow!
Yeah, it was.
But you know what? But
it
here's the reason why
running rampant, but it was really big then.
But I'm going to tell you the reason. In my opinion, the reason why they didn't go with another dark-skinned Aunt Viv is because their perception of darker Black women is that, you know what, they're more difficult to deal with than light skinned.
That's why it was so detrimental. That is why.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the part there. And she mentioned that too. She mentioned that in her interview when
she said that she was they labeled her as hard to
difficult.
Difficult.
And that is a death sentence for a Black, especially a dark-skinned Black female, Black female actor.
Any female actress, but
any
if you're Black
actor, especially Black though. But if you're Black and if you're dark-skinned and you're labeled difficult, that's death sentence. So, but anyway, good show. It was a good show. And we definitely want to thank our guest co-host.
Team Lex wins all day because she wins all day. I don't care. Listen, Lex, if they don't, Lex, if you don't get on board, here's what's gonna happen. We gonna branch off and we gonna do another show, and we gonna get black about it. We gonna add a Z on the end,
Lord,
and we call it Reels Talk.
Reels Talk.
Reels Talk with Lex and Kev, and we gonna get it popping.
Reels Talk, yeah, right. oh, that reminds me. Another pet peeve is where people say mines. I hate when people say that. That's mines.
MINE, mine.
That's mines. I'm like, yo, chill.
The word is not plural. The word is a singular word that belongs to you, or that of all of that belongs to you. It's singular because you are the sole person. That's why it is mine.
Right. They'd be like,
MINE. Mine. Now, don't get it confused with Hitler and mine, or 999. It's mine.
Whose phone is this? It's mine's.
Like there's three of you. Like it's three of you. It's all our phones. Me, myself, and I. It's ours.
So we wanted to give a shout out to the chat room. Everybody that came through. People that came through that supported Lex. People that came through that supported the show. We we appreciate you. Come back next week. We're going to keep doing what we do. And, I know Lex she's about to get real busy, so it's going to be hard to bring her back on a Monday, but we'll see. We'll try to work it out and get her back up here one of these Mondays while we're still doing this.
And woman, stay safe. I want to give a shout out to everybody out there that's had the Unicron, Omicron, flu Rona variant, especially shout out to my kid. Shout out to my kid, my grandson, and my granddaughter, who are all doing better now, who've just gotten over it.
Yeah, it's real bad up there in New York, man. It's like a freaking tidal wave, man. It's like coming through and everybody's catching it. But yeah, you got to be safe out there. Make sure, Lex, make sure you stay safe out there. Protect yourself, get your mask up. All that stuff, because these cats is wilding out here. So you gotta be careful. And I'll see you soon. We definitely appreciate you. Come on back as soon as you can.
And we can always pre-tape this. And if you don't have time, Lex, the other thing, we can always pre-tape the show.
You can always pre-tape a show. That's true. Which something that we're gonna start doing, especially when it comes to interviews. Like I'm trying to line up some interviews this year, and sometimes the actors or whatever, they may not be available Monday night to do a live show, but we can pre-tape it, pre-record it and air it on Monday night. So, but we'll get back to you. I'm talking to you. I have it. All right. Y'all have a good night, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming through.
Good night. Nice to meet you, Lex.